What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Kemple with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let me introduce to you a very cool guest. His name is Aaron Hawkins. He is an award-winning filmmaker and actor. Yeah, Aaron, thank you for joining us today. Please introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, thank you for having me on your podcast. Again, my name's Aaron Hawkins, and as Dean alluded to, I am an award-winning filmmaker and actor. How I got started was just like anybody else. I just jumped right into just going to acting school. But prior to that, I went to graphic design. I have a degree in graphic design, and even prior to that, I was in the military. So. And the military took me all over the country to the East Coast, the West Coast meaning the Pacific Northwest, more importantly to Seattle, and then came back to Illinois and was like, you know what, I'm bored of graphic design work. I'm gonna become an actor, and went to Black Box Acting in Chicago. And as they say, the rest is history, really. I mean, I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then did some background work on a bunch of TV shows and movies in Chicago. Did a commercial for Mercedes-Benz for the St. Charles, for the St. Charles dealership, and they had me as a car dealer, car salesman, or whatever, because I'm the only guy that came dressed up in a suit. Okay, and that was a lot of fun. That actually aired during when the Cubs won the World Series and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Did background work for a captive state, and I was seen in that too, but no talking roles. But all my talking roles have primarily been in independent films and things like that. And I mean, that's a good spot to get started, honestly, and that's how I gained my manager and my agent. So just doing all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service, first of all. I'm sure a lot of people that will watch this will want to thank you as well that are here in the U.S. But you definitely have a creative streak in you.
Yes, I do. I keep it going. I mean, I'm always sharing the hashtag 100% grind, and that's me. 100% grind. My buddy's always like 99% grind. I'm like, nope. Gotta keep it going. 100%. Keep it going.
I've never heard that before. Never heard a 99% grind. That's the one. I believe in like being over 100% grind. Like, I mean, we only live once, right? Life is so short, and there are so many people out there that work so much harder than a lot of us. And it's like, you gotta work hard. You gotta like just pound it out and just go. I mean, and when you get tired, so what? You got to push past that fatigue, especially in what you do. Like, I was always interested in getting into acting. I was told a lot, oh, you've got the looks, you got the personality, you'd be great. But I just really honestly didn't want to go through that, because I feel like there's a lot of competition, just like with anything. But I also feel like there's a lot of maybe dysfunction around getting into acting. I couldn't do the filmmaking. There's no way. That's not my expertise or my skill set. I could probably be a good actress, because I feel like we all have like a little bit of acting skill in us. Like it's through, like we all do, right? If you're dealing with something, you have to pretend to be a certain way to get through a certain situation. That I could probably do, but I wouldn't want to deal with all that the politics and all that stuff. That just would not be my cup of tea.
Yeah, being an actor and being on camera and doing performing and stuff like that is one thing, and then the whole business side, that's why it's called show business. The whole business aspect is just, I mean, that's the reason why I look like I have a bunch of white hair on my head, because I think I gained about 1,000 gray hairs just filming Evil Lurks, just because handling a bunch of different aspects of it, and then finally bringing on some more crew and stuff like that relieved me of that. So, which is fine, but yeah, when you're an independent filmmaker, you tend to wear a lot of hats.
Sure.
So, and I knew that going into it, and I like a challenge, and this business is a challenge, and it's never boring for me. There's always something going on. So
yeah, I'm sure. So let's talk about the business side of it, because you say it's show business, and really, just because you're a filmmaker doesn't mean that there's not a business aspect to it. And I find that creative people like yourself sometimes have a hard time with the balance of business and the creative side. So talk to us a little bit about that for like, especially if there's any young, like filmmakers that are trying to get out there. How does that come into play with what you do?
The business aspect comes into play. I mean, from its simplest form, like when you have an idea, let's say you have an idea, you want to write a script about a story that you came up with or whatever. You want to, I mean, it starts the minute the proverbial pen hits the paper.
Sure.
Once you write all that stuff down on your computer or however you want to do it, I choose using screenwriting software. Once you write it and get it done, you have to protect it. And that's where the business aspect comes in. Now you have to take it, convert it into a PDF, and then send it on to the copyright.gov and copyright it. A lot of people go through the WGA, which is Writers Guild of America, which is fine, but it's not going to give you that protection you need from, let's say, someone plagiarizing your work or stealing it or whatever. If it's copywritten, you have a legal recourse to go after that person or persons or entities or whoever decides to try and steal your stuff. And that is actually good from the moment you pay for your whole entire lifetime and then 70 years after your passing.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I just learned something new.
Yeah. Copyright everything. I tell everybody to do that. Copyright it. Yeah, it costs money to do that, but that's
what's the cost like for something like that?
I think for when I did the copyright for Evil Lurks, I think it ran me about $60, $65 or whatever.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's nothing. That's nothing. That's 2 tanks of gas for my car. I mean,
right.
Whatever.
Right. So what was the resource that people would go to copyright?
It's called copyright.gov.
And
just really simple.
And that would hold true for anything, right?
Yeah, and any works that you create, like when the movie is finally done, when Evil Lurks is finally done being edited and stuff like that and tested, the actual physical copy of the movie is going to get copywritten as well.
So like so for my podcast, so let's say everything that I'm producing and putting out there, like my name, my brand, would that be something that I should copyright? I
mean, it wouldn't hurt. Your brand, that would be more of a trademark.
Okay.
Yeah, like Evil Lurks, the image on the poster, the Shush Man.
Yeah.
That's trademarked. The Shush Man's trademarked. The logo is trademarked. There's a couple catchphrases that are trademarked for the movie, because I don't want someone taking that from me. And if they do, they need written permission and, hey, pay me a couple bucks or something like that. But even still, it's just more, it's more of a peace of mind knowing that, okay, my stuff is protected. You can't take it without, something happening, because that actually happened to Evil Lurks.
Oh, it did?
Yes. I don't know what company it was, but there was a company in Mexico that claimed Evil Lurks as theirs and attached their company to Evil Lurks within IMDb. And I found that.
Oh, wow.
I emailed IMDb the screenshots of everything that was going on, or I emailed whoever I had to with them. And then I emailed that company that did this a cease and desist from my attorney. And bada bing, bada boom, about a week later, they're gone.
Well, that's good. I would think that that's probably something that happens a lot in your industry.
Yes, there's a lot of people that steal stuff. I mean, yeah, people are going to steal ideas, like, camera angles and stuff like that. That type of stuff is not really protected. That's just more like saying, okay, I like how Quentin Tarantino did this angle in his latest movie.
Sure.
That kind of thing. People steal that stuff all the time. People steal, even songs. People steal songs and of course, you can get in a lot of trouble because those are copywritten. But
Well, right. Yeah.
thank God with Evil Lurks, my co-creator is a lead singer of a band, and he knows a lot of people within the music industry.
Okay.
So they created an entire soundtrack for the movie, all original, nothing stolen.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Do you miss like having like, because this is not a 9-to-5 job. Do you have a 9-to-5 job?
I actually before I came on your podcast, I was actually at my daytime job, and then I work a nighttime job, and then I go to the gym, and then I do acting and filmmaking and you name it. But my daytime job, I work for a company that we produce public service announcements for radio and TV.
Oh, very cool. Okay, so you're not too far away from what you really want to do and that's the filmmaking. So the filmmaking, is that something that you want to do 100%?
Oh, definitely. And I am doing it 100%, but I call the jobs I have survival jobs, because they're paying the bills until my movies can pay the bills for me.
Well, you're a hustler. You know, that's really the name of the game for anyone that's pursuing their dream. And like, that's really kind of like the premise behind my podcast, you know, Living Label Free, and people that are working to get out of that so-called box and going after things that they're passionate about. And you're truly doing that.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. So you have a question, and I told you I was going to ask you this.
Okay.
Because I'm curious, because like being someone that has been interested in acting and wanting to do that, like there is a piece of me that would love to do that, you know. And Elijah, who connected us, he had asked me to do a movie with him, a short film. I was like, sure, that'd be fun, you know, something I haven't done before.
Yeah.
What is the toughest thing on a movie set to deal with? That's all I can think of.
There is actually quite a bit that you have to deal with on a movie set, TV show set, any kind of set, but more importantly, the movie sets. I'm going to use Evil Lurks as a prime example. I'm a stickler when I yell or say quiet on set. I demand that, because there's one thing that people that are not in the business don't understand is these microphones can pick up literally someone dropping a pin in the house 3 doors down, kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
They're that sensitive. They're very sensitive microphones that we use. And that's one of the primary reasons why I demand that, and I want that on my sets, because that's just professional. And if you're going to talk, do it when we yell cut, kind of thing, but maintain silence, because even in the holding areas offset, if people are talking, we can hear it still. So, I mean, airplanes flying overhead, obviously, because they're just noisemakers to begin with, but that's one of my sticklers. And I had one, and this is nothing bad against this actor, because he's a hilarious dude. He's fun to work with, but I mean, his name's Larry, and I would say quiet on set, and he'd continue talking. I said quiet on set, he'd continue talking.
Ooh,
eventually, oh my God. Eventually, I just got really, really loud. I'm like, Larry, quiet on set. And he goes, oops, sorry. kind of look.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you got to maintain silence, because I mean that, and also when you have to repeat yourself over and over again, those seconds turn into minutes, and time is money at that point. You're like, I mean, dang, man, I just wasted this much time when we could have been, you know, killing this shot, kind of thing.
Yeah, I probably would be. You got to crack that whip. The natives are restless.
Yep.
Lie down.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Exactly.
I mean, he probably was just excited, but like, don't they have to like get in their zone to get ready to like perform?
You would think so. I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, I was trained at the acting school I went to under Sanford. It's called the Sanford Meisner technique. And for me to explain it, that's a whole other podcast.
Okay. Well, then maybe we'll have to do a follow-up after your movie comes out.
That's right. Yeah. And when I get into character, I'm in my head a lot. Not in my head like thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna screw up. I'm in my head repeating the lines, getting into character. You'll see me pacing around outside or inside or whatever, and that sort of thing. I'll go off by myself and just start, getting into character. I mean, there are days that I'll walk in the general public, I'll be rehearsing lines and I'll just rehearse them in like a weird Southern accent, you know what I'm saying? And people are like, what the heck, boy? Where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Illinois. I don't know what you're talking about. That kind of
Down
thing.
south.
So, I'm from down south. I'm from South Carolina. I used to live there when I was in the Navy. So yeah, I'll pull that out every once in a while, and I actually did that on set quite a few times because I noticed there was some tension building with some of the actors, not
Sure.
fight tension, but just tension because they're nervous, whatever. And I'll just break out in that Southern accent and they just start all laughing. I'm like, okay, cool. So I also do that on set. I also do that on my sets too, to make people feel a little more comfortable, because there's nothing worse than having an actor that's like wound up or unsure of themselves or something like that. And I try
Sure.
to make them comfortable.
Well, that's not good for anybody in any profession, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
to be wound up and to be unsure of yourself is not good in any area of your life.
that's
Confidence
very
is
true.
key.
That's very, very true. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this movie. You actually shared something very exciting with me. You have a billboard that is in what, downtown LA?
Actually, the billboard, it was up from the 26th through the 2nd of March, and it
Oh,
was on the 210 freeway facing west.
okay.
And I believe I sent you a picture of it. It
Yes.
was kind of blurry and stuff like that. When the billboard company sent that picture to me, I saw it and I'm like, dang, that thing is bigger than I thought. Because people, when you're driving, you don't really pay attention to how big they really are until you see your
No.
own work on there.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's big. And I
That is
have another one. What's that?
I said that is really cool.
Yeah. And I have another one going up on the 15th of March. It's going to be on First Avenue and Cermak, out towards Chicago area.
Okay.
So that one I can actually go see and take pictures of. And one of the cast members is like, hey, we should all get together and take a picture in front of it. I'm like,
Definitely.
we can. I mean, we can. I'm totally down for that. But, given the situation as far as like, with COVID and stuff like that, people are being cautious, and I
Well, who
respect
wants
that.
to come can come. Who doesn't want to come stays home. If they want to wear a mask, wear a mask. Like, I thought we lived in a free country, so like to each his
Exactly.
own. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
like I just I feel like we've missed that part this last year. Like we
Yes,
missed
we
it.
did. Yes, we did.
So
Yeah.
your movie is a horror flick. Tell us
Yes.
about, can you tell us a little bit about it, how you came up with it, and all those good things?
Actually, it's funny how I actually came up with this idea. Um, it actually stemmed from my ex ex fiance at the time, and this was like 4 years ago. Uh, we went through some bad times and stuff like that, broke up and all that. So I took
Relationships
all,
are hard. Relationships are
yes,
hard.
yes, they are. And I just took all that negative and just was like, what can I do with this? Because I was in a dark place. I'm like, I started watching, horror movies, and yes, I'm 45, almost gonna be 46. I still play video games because they give me ideas, and
Okay.
combining those two gave me the idea for Evil Lurks. And I wrote the short film, and the day job that I have, I designed the poster, actually an older poster, not the one you see now. And my coworker saw the poster and he was intrigued by it, and he would start asking me about it. I'm like, it's about a evil entity that infiltrates a family and makes them all turn on themselves basically and end up killing one another.
Ah, that's
That's what's that?
that's a I kudos to you. I know I know a lot of you out there probably love horror flicks, so go check out Evil Lurks when it drops. But
Yep.
I cannot, I cannot. Like, I have nightmares. I'd be like, oh.
This movie, it's when it's all said and done, it's gonna be about 2.5 hours.
Okay. Oh
And
wow, that's a long movie.
it's a long movie. It's a very long movie for a horror film. Horror films are about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And but with this movie, there's no shortage of like lulls in the movie or anything like that. There's no shortage of action going on, or whatever the case may be. Like there's one scene in the movie that is, I'm not going to tell you what it looks like, but there's one scene in the movie that is actually created completely three-dimensional. We didn't actually just we didn't film in that location. Basically, what I'm trying to say, the actor was filmed on a green screen, and the whole environment, i.e., world around her, was created on a 3D program.
Wow, very cool. That sounds very
So
interesting and all that good stuff.
yeah.
Can you, if somebody wants to follow you or find out more about the movie, can you tell them where they should head to? Plug all your links, please.
All right. Well, first, if you want to get on our mailing list and find out more about Evil Lurks, you want to go to www.evillurksmovie.com. To get in contact with me personally, jump on Facebook and look up Aaron Hawkins. That's my actor page. Aaron L. Hawkins is my private page. Evil Lurks Movie on Facebook. And Crazy Rock Films is my film company that is heading and executive producing this movie and all that sort of thing. We also have the trailer is on YouTube on Evil Lurks YouTube channel. And we have an Instagram channel that has all the like behind the scenes photos of the actors and that sort of thing. That's Evil Lurks. I think that's Evil Lurks Movie on Instagram, I believe. I mean, I'm pretty sure you type in Evil Lurks, that's going to be the number one selection on there as well. So
awesome. I'm going to make sure I put all the links in the description of the episode. Aaron, is there any last final words you'd like to leave for the audience or any potential filmmakers out there?
Yeah, actually, I do.
I like that. Yes, I do.
For anyone starting out in the business, this business is tough. You're going to get told no more than any business out there. Keep your head up, keep your head held high, and keep moving forward. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do this or tell you it's a pipe dream, because it's not. If this is truly what you want, you're going to go after it, and you're going to take no for you're not going to take no for an answer, except obviously if you're auditioning and they tell you no. That's a whole different ball game there. But pretty much determination, spirit, drive, just keep it moving forward. I mean, I've talked to many that are starting out and they ask me questions and that sort of thing, and I don't mind that. My door's always open for that. So anyone that's starting out can send me a message. I have no problem answering questions.
That was very nice. I really love that. Well, thank you for those final words, Aaron.
You're welcome.
This is your host, Deanna Kemple of Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I'll be back very soon with more dynamic guests.